I'm James Smith, and I'll be your online English teacher. Welcome to my daily podcast, the Royal Guard Podcast. Daily English made to say. Hello there, and welcome back to the Royal Guardian Podcast. I hope you are sitting comfortably and have managed to escape the chaos of the outside world for just a few moments. I have just poured myself a fresh, steaming cup of Earl Grey tea, and I am looking out the window of the studio where, miraculously, the sun is actually shining over London today. It is a rare and beautiful sight, so we must appreciate it while it lasts. I am your host, The Guardian, and today we have a very special episode prepared for you. We are going to tackle a specific social anxiety that happens to almost everyone learning English. You know the feeling I am talking about. It is Friday afternoon. You are packing up your things at work or school, and a colleague looks at you and asks that simple, innocent question. So, do you have any big plans for the weekend? And suddenly, your mind goes completely blank. You panic. You forget every interesting thing you have ever done in your life, and you just freeze and say something boring like, "I am sleeping." It is a tragic end to a conversation, but do not worry, because today we are going to fix that completely. By the end of this episode, you will learn exactly how to talk about your weekend plans, your hobbies, and your free time with natural, flowing sentences. You will sound relaxed, confident, and perhaps even a little bit British. But before we start the hard work, we must relax our brains with our traditional segment, the good news. I have found two delightful stories today to help us start on a positive note. The first story involves an animal because, honestly, animals are better than humans most of the time. My intern, Barnaby, found this one in the local papers. Apparently, on a small farm near Liverpool, a cat named Whisker has adopted a baby duckling named Puddles. They do absolutely everything together. They sleep in the same basket, they share food bowls, and Puddles the duck even tries to purr like a cat, which I imagine sounds absolutely ridiculous. The lesson here is simple. If a cat and a duck can overcome their differences and communicate, you can definitely make friends with English grammar today. Our second story is about something very close to my heart, chocolate. Scientists have recently published a study suggesting that eating dark chocolate might actually improve your memory and cognitive function. They say the cocoa helps blood flow to the brain, which is the perfect excuse I needed. So, if you forget a vocabulary word during today's lesson, do not panic. Simply go to the kitchen, eat a piece of high-quality dark chocolate, and tell everyone it is for medical purposes. Doctor's orders. Before we move to our listening challenge, I want to give you the word of the day. Today's word is unwind. To unwind, it means to relax and release tension, just like a clock that has been wound up too tight needs to unwind. You might say, after a long, stressful week at work, I really need to unwind with a glass of wine and a good book. It is a beautiful, sophisticated word, so please try to use it this weekend. Now, take a sip of your tea, clear your mind, and let us move on to the next section. Right then, let us move straight into the listening challenge. This is the part of the show where we test your ears and your understanding of narrative English. I am going to tell you a story about Barnaby's weekend. Barnaby is sitting in the corner right now looking very nervous because he knows exactly which story I am going to tell. I want you to listen carefully to the details because the humor is in the details. I will tell the story at a natural, flowing pace, and at the end, I will ask you 3 questions to see how much you understood. Here is the story. Last Sunday, Barnaby decided that he wanted to be a responsible adult and cook a traditional Sunday roast dinner for his parents. He was feeling very confident, perhaps too confident. He went to the supermarket and bought a large chicken, a bag of potatoes, and some carrots. He seasoned the chicken, put it into the oven at a very high temperature, and then made a critical mistake. He decided to go into the living room to play video games for just 5 minutes. Of course, we all know that 5 minutes in video game time is actually 2 hours in real time. Barnaby was so focused on his game that he completely forgot about the oven until he started to smell something burning. He paused the game, sniffed the air, and suddenly realized the house was filling with gray smoke. He ran to the kitchen and opened the oven door, and a cloud of black smoke hit him in the face. The chicken was completely ruined. It looked more like a piece of charcoal than a bird. The smoke alarm started screaming, and Barnaby had to run around opening all the windows while waving a tea towel frantically. When his parents arrived 5 minutes later, the house still smelled like a bonfire. In the end, Barnaby had to admit defeat and order 3 large pepperoni pizzas. They sat on the living room floor eating pizza because the dining room was still too smoky to enter. It was not the traditional Sunday lunch he had planned, but at least nobody went hungry. Now, let's see if you were paying attention. I have 3 questions for you. Question number 1. What was Barnaby trying to cook for his parents? He was trying to cook a traditional Sunday roast chicken. Question number 2. Why did the food burn so badly? Because he went to the living room to play video games and lost track of time. And question number 3. What did the family eat for lunch in the end? They ended up eating pepperoni pizza on the floor. If you answered those correctly, well done. Your listening skills are excellent. Now, take a deep breath and let's prepare for the speaking section. We have arrived at the final and most important part of the episode, the shadowing session. This is where you stop being a passive listener and start being an active speaker. The goal here is to build muscle memory in your mouth so that these phrases come out naturally without you having to translate them in your head. I have selected some longer, more complex sentences today because I want you to get comfortable with the rhythm and flow of English conversation. Here is how it works. I will say a sentence clearly and with emotion. Then I will say it again. On the second time, I want you to repeat the sentence out loud, exactly as I said it. Try to copy my intonation, my pauses, and my speed. Do not just read it, feel it. Imagine you are actually talking to a friend in a cafe. Let's begin with some natural ways to ask about plans. So, I was wondering if you have any big plans coming up for the weekend? I was wondering if you have any big plans coming up for the weekend? Do you think you'll be doing anything special or just taking it easy this time? Do you think you'll be doing anything special or just taking it easy this time? Have you got anything nice planned for Sunday or are you free? Have you got anything nice planned for Sunday or are you free? Excellent. Now, let's practice some detailed answers for when you want to relax. To be honest, I've had such a hectic week that I'm just planning to stay in and unwind. To be honest, I've had such a hectic week that I'm just planning to stay in and unwind. I think I'm going to catch up on some sleep and maybe binge watch that new series everyone is talking about. I think I'm going to catch up on some sleep and maybe binge watch that new series everyone is talking about. I haven't got any concrete plans yet, so I'll probably just potter around the house and do some gardening. I haven't got any concrete plans yet, so I'll probably just potter around the house and do some gardening. Very good. Now, let's try some responses for when you are actually quite busy. I'm actually incredibly swamped this weekend because I promised to help my brother move house. I'm actually incredibly swamped this weekend because I promised to help my brother move house. I'm meeting up with a few old friends from university for a catch-up on Saturday afternoon. I'm meeting up with a few old friends from university for a catch-up on Saturday afternoon. We were thinking about driving down to the coast if the weather stays sunny, but we haven't decided yet. We were thinking about driving down to the coast if the weather stays sunny, but we haven't decided yet. And finally, let's practice how to react politely when someone tells you their plans. That sounds absolutely lovely. I hope you have a wonderful time. That sounds absolutely lovely. I hope you have a wonderful time. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. You'll have to tell me all about it on Monday. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. You'll have to tell me all about it on Monday. Fingers crossed the rain stays away so you can enjoy your time outdoors. Fingers crossed the rain stays away so you can enjoy your time outdoors. Brilliant work today, absolutely top-notch. You see, speaking English isn't just about knowing individual words. It's about stringing them together into a melody. If you practice these longer phrases, you will find that the smaller conversations become much easier. Barnaby is signaling to me from the control room that our time is up. He says he's going to attempt to cook pasta tonight, so I have advised him to keep the fire extinguisher nearby, just in case. Thank you so much for listening to The Royal Guardian. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and share it with a friend. It helps us keep the lights on and keeps Barnaby employed. Go out there, practice your new phrases, make mistakes, and have a lovely weekend. This is The Guardian signing off. Goodbye.